All right, so who needs to learn basics? Why everybody? Why everybody? Anybody can answer. I'm asking everybody. Yes.
Because you have to practice your craft to be great.
Okay. Anybody else?
Not everybody teaches it right.
Okay. Not everybody teaches it right.
Basics is the foundation of everything that you're going to do.
Okay. So, I haven't heard any matrons answer anything like that. Is it important for matrons to know basics?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Assistant directors?
Yes.
Directors?
Yes.
Officers?
Yes.
Okay, so everybody needs to know basics. Here is the secret. Nobody wants to learn basics. Just in case you did not know that or whatever, when those people, we were just talking about making the drill team attractive, when those people that saw your team, whether it was at your church or at Texas Gulf Coast or wherever you minister at, when they saw you, they did not see you doing left face, right face, present arms. They didn't see you doing that. So when they come to your rehearsal, they don't want to do that. So how do we make that attractive? If we're talking about teaching best practices to make this better or make straight drill better, how do we even get them like involved or attracted to learning something very basic? Because I don't know about y'all, but every single morning when I wake up, before I go to work and I have to read whatever I have to read, I'm not like, all right, well, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. I don't go over the basics, right? Because I already know how to read. So how do you get these people that have never learned drill team before to learn basics? Anybody can talk. We got a room full of leaders, everybody quiet. Cool. Talk to the people at your table. Talk with the people that surround you. Go ahead and talk. How can we make basics attractive? Talk.
Use one of your teeth like a champion strategist?
I mean, hey, I just woke up.
Hey, I know one thing you can always do a competition and then reward your winner like English was saying. So that all
Alright, we'll go over here on this side. We'll come over here. Somebody right here. Anybody in this section? We'll come over here.
If you want to do moves, with your hand and stuff, well, basically, if you want to do moves with your hand and stuff, you gotta learn the basics to that. It's like building a foundation. If you want to be on a basketball team, you gotta have plays. You gotta know how to do certain stuff in order to like fun stuff.
So basically, what you're saying is telling them why it's important,
Yeah,
right? Okay. What else? What about this little group right here?
I think one of the easiest ways to do it is to motivate people to learn basics is show them how it evolves. Show them the basic left face, right face, and how you can take a left face and right face and then add a slap to it. Then take a slap and clap, slap, clap, slap. And after a while, they be like, oh, that's how you get to that? Okay, I want to learn that then.
Does anybody else teach like that? To where you may teach some of the basics and then you start moving on to something else and then you come back to the basics? Does anybody else teach like that?
Kind of do it, yeah.
Okay. Some? Okay. What about this little section back here? This purple shirt section.
Somebody go.
What we were discussing over here is like we should make it as to like saying that it's a necessity and to going on to the next level. Like if you don't learn this, then you can't really get to the next level because you need to go over like, you know how you stretch before you run. You can't really run as fast as you need to if you don't stretch. So, you know.
All right. What about over here in this area?
I think you try and make it relatable.
What do you mean?
You try and come up with different ways as far as practice-wise to not only stimulate but kind of encourage them to go home actually and practice the basics when they're not at practice, so that when they come back, it's still something fresh on their minds and it's still something that is engaging to them. So it's not just left face, right face. It's about, I guess it's like kind of giving a little confidence as they go and they learn different moves. So it's like, okay, you're getting this, now let's add something else. You're getting this, now let's add something else to all of the other things that we've added. Not necessarily moving on, but kind of creating the confidence in them having that basic. So when the hard moves do come, they already steady in that foundation. They just gonna keep going higher.
Okay. I saw somebody hand right here real quick.
Oh.
Yes.
I feel that if you actually want to make it attractive in a sense, I feel like the people who are teaching basics actually need to know basics to a precise level where they actually make it look attractive and they actually make it look clean and nice. And then, you know, how we actually have knockout, you know, you want to add that competitive factor in there too, you know, during your practices. Like, actually you want to encourage them to be the best at basics. You want to encourage them to actually like outdo their whole team.
Okay. So, a few things. First off, good demonstration. Everybody say good demonstration. Good demonstration. Actually, let's scratch the good, because good kills people. Let's talk about great demonstration. Great demonstration. Great demonstration. And since we talk about trophies and all that, let's take it up a notch and let's say elite demonstration. Elite demonstration. Let me get 3 officers up here, please. 3 officers up here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Cubs, come on, Cubs. Let's go. Bye.
That's it. Step over a little bit more. Yeah,
All right, so a few things that you gotta pay attention to. They already they fell in line or whatever. And your team, you need to make sure that your team falls in line at attention. Okay, a lot of times, I'll call out the found and praise because nobody else's team makes mistakes. But the found and praise team, a lot of times when we fall in line, you still got all this. Still got all this movement. Whenever you fall in, you're supposed to fall in line at attention. Okay? From there, you have to make sure that your feet are open at a V. Now we talk about 45 degrees. Raise your hand if you have a junior drill team. Okay, put your hands down. Raise your hand if you have people on your team that are, let's say, 11 and under. Raise your hand. Okay, so all of them may not know what 45 degrees is. You're hitting them with all this 45 degree stuff and they may not know. So one of the other things that you need to make sure that you use is vocabulary. Everybody say vocabulary. Vocabulary. There's certain drill team vocabulary that you have to make sure that you get used to. So 45 degrees is the same thing as a V. You can also do this with your hands. So make sure that you are showing, especially your little ones, this sign so that they can get it faster. Okay? We were talking about competition. You mentioned competition over here. One of the ways that you could really get them into learning it faster is if you're showing them good demonstration and you're teaching them as fast, right? So show me a slow left face. Show me a slow left face. Left face. Okay? I'm not going to be attracted to that. I'm not going to be attracted to that. But turn back, step back. If we're like, all right, I want you to do it as fast as you possibly can. Like I need that turn to be as quick as you possibly can get it. And I'm going to clap for you. 1, 2. Real quick, just like that. I don't want it 1, 2. Same way that I'm saying it, that's the way that I need you to do it. 1, 2. Left face. 1, 2. Okay? That's the reaction that you want. And you'll start to get that. You'll start to get there, especially from your new members. You can turn back. A lot of things, go to present arms real quick. Go to present arms, okay? A lot of times we'll see a lot of this. Who's seen this before? With this, whatever this is. I'm sleepy. What is this? Wrist, thank you. Okay, this wrist right here. How do you fix this wrist? You push the elbow back. A lot of you all struggle, found the praise struggles. Not y'all. A lot of teams struggle with this wrist being down here, and we don't know how to fix it. The way that you fix it is you push this elbow back. So make sure that if you have people that are like coming in, don't know how to do this, make sure you push the elbow back. Order arms. Okay. Another thing, what else? What else do we struggle with? We struggle with left flank and right flank. About face. About face. Real quick on about face. How do we teach about face? Somebody tell me real quick. How does your team teach about face? Yes.
You start with actually presenting the position of which your foot has to be in for at first, and then you want them to get used to stepping back, and then after you have to teach the switch of the feet from from toe to heel to the other toe to heel.
How many people have other people on their team to where they turn around and their feet never come together? Feet never come together. Why? You know why their feet never come together? It's not the foot that they're placing behind. Does anybody know? Yes.
They don't turn all the way around with their feet together because somebody might switch from heel to toe to heel.
Exactly. So what's happening is all of our movements are heel-toe movements. Left face, right face, and about face. But when they turn around, if their feet are not coming together, chances are they are turning on both of their toes. So even though they may place your foot behind you, please, so the people that's up front can see. Even though they may place their foot behind you, we spend all this time trying to like perfectly place their foot when all they're gonna do is switch onto this left toe anyway, and then they gotta step up. So you gotta make sure that you focus on this heel, keep it to the ground. And one way that you can do that is tell them to lift their toe up, and that will start to help them, okay? Last thing for left flank and right flank, you can set at attention. Why do people struggle with that? Yes?
One, I think because it has to be called correctly. Whatever direction you turn it is called on that foot. That's in accordance with FM 22-5.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The radio station. So I will say this about that. Okay? He was saying that just the way that it's been called different times by different people, it's being called different ways. And so it has to be called consistently the same way every time. And so I can tell you from my church, we teach it on both feet just in case somebody happens to call it on the left foot or right foot or whatever. So, you know, all of our officers know that. But, you know, I'm not calling left flank, right flank. But I will say this, as far as left flank and right flank, the reason why, especially new members start to mess up is because of what? You tell me, outside of it being called different way. Does anybody know? Anybody know? Yes, sorry. Yes.
Usually people mess up because left flank you step up once and right flank you step up twice. So people start to get confused.
They get confused on that, okay? Anything else? So why do we, go ahead.
Part of it is because to turn to the left, you step out with the right, and to turn to the right, you step out with the left.
So the idea is when we're calling left flank and right flank, because we're calling left, right, ahead of time, when you say left flank, a lot of people are thinking, all right, well, I've been saying left this whole time, I'm about to step out with my left. And they try to turn to the right when they're really supposed to turn to the left, right? So with that being said, you gotta drill it in their head some kind of way, being attractive. You gotta drill it in their head. When I'm calling left flank, I'm telling you to turn to the left. When I call right flank, I'm telling you to turn to the right. Just like to the rear, I'm telling you turn to the rear, okay? So a few things to help you out. I suggest that you make it a competition. I love Richard's idea about teaching a little bit, stopping with basics and adding on a little bit of extra fancy moves and coming back to basics and then going from there. That will kind of intrigue people because once again, when they saw you, they didn't see you just doing basic moves. They saw you doing fancy, and the first thing they want to do is they want to come in with the slaps. So give them some slaps, but then make sure that you also building that foundation. Amen?
Amen.
All right. Thank you. I'm sorry I had y'all up here this whole time.